What's up, everybody? It's Keefe from Ghost Cult Magazine, ghostcultmag.com, and I'm here with the one and only Max Cavalera of Soulfly. How are you, sir?
What's up, brother?
It's always a pleasure. How you been?
Good, good.
Good,
Yeah,
man.
good. The tour is going good.
Yeah, I heard that. Great to have you back in New York City. As we mentioned, a humid September day in New York City here at Le Poisson Rouge in the West Village officially, and here in
Is
the
that
fall.
how you say the name of this place?
I have no idea.
I was like, I don't know. It's French.
Yeah, I clearly cannot pronounce things, and I'm from the Bronx, New York, and everything I say sucks. So sorry in advance. The venue I love.
It's a cool venue though.
Very
It's
cool
awesome.
venue.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good show.
It's going to be a great show. No barricade, old school.
Old school,
And old
yeah.
school is where my brain is at because I was revisiting Ritual this week, getting ready for this show. And we chatted a little in the past about sort of the changes over the years of Soulfly and your vision for the band. And I really feel like Ritual is not just heavy and it's not just the typical grooves that you always write, but it feels like a very old school. It's got like a very punk attitude, man. I love it.
Yeah, it was. I'm still um, enjoying it, and still kind of like dissecting the record. Itself. We are playing right now 5 tracks live, which is cool. It's, I hoping to get more in the future. We do have another run in February, so I think we're gonna add some more songs. But right now we are playing. We're opening with Summoning, and go into Under Rapture, and then we play Ritual, Dead Behind the Eyes, and Feedback in the end. Yeah, it's. I'm good, man. To me, it's been in this metal game for a long time. So you gotta kind of find your place where you're comfortable, where you're happy with, and I think I found my place. Like finally, I'm really like I'm really excited to get out and play every night. Doesn't matter how many people is out there. I just love the metal, man, and I love the whole vibe of the metal show and the fans and playing the new stuff together with the old stuff. So Fly's got a big catalog now. So we get to play a lot of songs, stuff from Primitive, stuff from Dark Ages, Prophecy. It's fun. And we have a killer band, my son playing drums, Rizzo on guitar, Mike, it's a cool band. So we're just excited, man. Happy, thrilled to be alive and be playing metal.
Word. I'm glad you mentioned the band, and I'm glad you mentioned Zyon in particular because he has probably grown the most in the last couple of years with his playing just live and on the record. He just absolutely crushes it. And you and I had talked once before where you said, I had to put him under a test a little bit and see if he could do it. I wanted him to be able to do it, and he definitely rose to the challenge for sure.
It did, and the cool thing about Zion's style is really unorthodox. It's kind of punk. It comes from his own creation. He never really went to school for the drumming. His school is actually on tour behind all the Soulfly drummers, and he sat behind my brother, and even Bill Ward from Black Sabbath, and that was his school. And now he added all that information. He's so called that information like a sponge, and put it into a style that is own, is unique, and is kind of cool. It's kind of punk. It's got like a young metal punk kid energy, and I don't want to touch that, man. It's like I want to let him do that. In the beginning, I was a bit like, oh man, can you just be consistent and be like straight? And then I realized, no, he's never gonna be like that. But he's got an energy that's really cool. I need to explore that, and that's what I'm doing right now. So just let him be that. He does his thing. I do my thing. We don't step in each other's toe, but it's really fantastic. And for me as a dad, it's super exciting to have a son in a band. It's a cool story. It doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't happen very often. Um, I'm glad it worked out like that for us, and I'm super, excited to get out every night. The one couple things I try to teach him is little bit like have fun with this thing, man. It's like um, it's okay to be serious and be like wanted to play good, but you gotta enjoy it. You gotta have fun with it too. So I was trying to just like give him a couple tips from somebody that's been on this for a long time.
loosen up, guy. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
also, drummers have almost the most to worry about. I think the gear and all kinds of variables, and you're playing every
Yeah.
night, and the venue and the sound. And has the sound behind me? Is there a wall right behind me? Like tonight, is there a big brick wall where I get a little
He is doing good though,
back?
man. He's doing really. I mean, almost every night I do meet and greets with fans, and which is one of my favorite things. Cause I get you like going one on one with a fan and ask him just like how he felt about the show and the songs, and almost most of the time people say, "Man, Zion's killing. Zion's doing so good. He's doing a great job on the drums." Um, and that makes me very happy. I am really like I said, Ritual still feels fresh to me, so I'm still yeah, I'm excited. I love playing that Behind the Eyes. I love that track. It's like it's got that trash feeling of the early stuff. Um, and then of course, opening with Summoning, it's been really cool. It's like a different song that we never really was we made it to open a concert with, but we try out and it worked out good, so we're keeping it like that.
Yeah, it's a great opener, and what a great song! It's almost like when you rip open a Pringles can. It's like, or a can of beer, right? It's like release, right? It's like
That's it. Yeah, it
when
goes
it hits
right to
hard.
it.
But yeah, man, you've been at this forever. 35 years in music, 30, 30 plus years of your career in this, and 20 plus years in Soulfly now, which is incredible. Actually, now that you think about it, I was reminiscing earlier with Richie about when Soulfly was brand new, and he was, little coming out on stage, and now you have 10 albums and 20 plus years, and still killing it and still going strong. Any kind of thoughts as you reflect back on that 20 years?
I think the secret of it is actually like I was watching this Agnostic Front DVD, and it was really cool. At one point, they mentioned that they they're never gonna be mainstream. They're always gonna be a raw element to it, and I was like thinking, that's really fits us too. That's you can that's my story pretty much. Uh, because it's weird because I'm quite popular, but at the same time, it's not Metallica popular. It's not like mainstream popular. It still has an underground feeling to it, which I think is fucking great, and raw. It's still raw. You go see us live. Especially shows like this, like tonight, that you get to like actually touch people and feel it. Um, I think the secret is to enjoy those and really have fun with that, and I that's where I am. I don't have big wishes of playing, gigantic stadiums and stuff like that. To me this is good. Um, get a couple hundred metalheads, get my guitar, my 4-string guitars. I'll do some screaming. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a blast. That's it. And that's like I don't wish for anything bigger than that. It's cool, man. I'm good. I'm okay. I can do this forever.
Nice. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I know you ain't going anywhere anytime soon, so it's good to hear. I have been lucky enough to see you at big venues and small little clubs. You've always been the man of the people, really like the populist metal spreader. Basically, bring it to everybody.
Yeah, I
City
try
after
to
city.
get try to feel everybody involved as much as Sometimes it's like I feel it's kind of cool, like you pinpoint somebody in the crowd and make that person feel really important and really you know maybe that guy had a shitty day at the job and stuff, and that moment right there, it's gonna stick with him for a long time. um, I love also when we have really young kids in the crowd. The other night there was like a 7-year old. I pull him up on the stage, sing Eye for an Eye with me. um, those things are great, man. And it changes every night, but um, it's cool because we are sharing the metal. We are sharing the music that we love. So it's becomes that tribal element that I talk about. I think the metal tribe is probably the biggest tribe in the world, and when you get to do it every night and you're sharing, and it's like, especially for this kind of band, it's not so much like the big rock god and people down there. It's actually very close, uh, and yeah, just sharing the metal with the fans is the best feeling in the world. I love when they sing and get involved with the songs and do like guitar picking, in the air and drumming in the air and stuff. And then all the other stuff that goes with the metal shows, man, that doesn't have to say, the circle pits, stage dive. I like all of that shit. All of it, man. I want more of it. I want people to get nuts every night. It's great.
Awesome, man. I love it. And I think it's very telling that, again, like punk rock, metal is really meant to be in close quarters. I'm proud of all these bands that play arenas and huge stadiums, and we love those shows too, big tours and everything. But like, really, where it's at, like tonight, the stage is low. Everybody's going to be right on top of each other. All the bands are killers. It's a great show here in New York City, and what a good time it's going to be, man. I love hearing that from you.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's a kind of like two packages together. So we're gonna have, um, you know, Shatter Sun, and we're gonna have Evergrey, and we're gonna have Insight and Prison and fucking Unearthed and Soulfly bringing the shit in the end. I hope people won't be tired. That's the only thing. It's a long ass day. But it's cool. I already did my New York jog. I already went walking around. It's awesome, man. I love the city.
Yeah, man.
It's a killer city, and yeah, so we're excited, man. It's gonna be a kick-ass show. Um, Again, it's a mix of old and new, and I hoping we, I'm hoping we get to play some stuff kind of like that I haven't played in a long time, like Rise of the Fallen and I and stuff like that. I think we're gonna try to throw those in the set tonight. And we do also a little cool thing on Tribe. We do a little bit of Bob Marley on Tribe right now that we've been doing. And it's really cool. Like, it's cool to see metal fans singing Bob Marley. To me, it's cool, man. Because being a fan of it, it's kind of like the Bad Brains thing. I think Bad Brains started all that. And I mean, Clash probably started. Bad Brains pick it up. Um, and we kind of like we're touching it in a little bit, bringing it into the Soulfly world. And I think the fans love it, man. It's great. Like they sing along, they get into it. It's having this little reggae jam in the middle of a metal show. It is kind of like what makes Soulfly a bit different from the rest of the bands out there.
Indeed. I know you love Marley, and we've talked about that in the past. Personally, I would love to see you. I know it would be totally different for you, but I would love to see some Bob Marley covers, Soulfly style, or maybe even just something you and Rizzo and a bunch of guitars and drums, maybe something cool. I
Yeah,
think you could do it, man. I think you would do it justice. I know how much you love the guy, and
yeah. To me, it's like just interesting to mix up with metal, and just goes places where metal has not really gone before, and put it out there and let the people feel it. And it's because a lot of it, um, some of it had the kind of same message, especially stuff. A lot of Marley lyrics were really anti-establishment, almost like punk. So it's like it's got that. It's got a lot of attitude, man, and I love that. That's what I love about it, and down to earthness. And the Soulfly show, we try to make it different. That's why I do the berimbau. We do some drums. We do some groove stuff. We do a lot of fast stuff. It is a little bit of everything. So it's fun, man. I think the crowd digs it. I mean, towards the end, I can say that the crowd really had a good time. We had a great time. I get out totally wet, totally soaked. I throw water at everybody. Um, but it's all about having just a kick-ass time, man, and feeling the metal and spreading the message.
Max, one thing I definitely wanted to ask you about is the instrumental Soulflies. On the very first Soulfly album, it was in the middle, but basically the hallmark of every Soulfly record has been this toward the end or the last track, this epic instrumental. You really get out a lot of different influences. Is there any chance we could ever get like a release with all these together, or maybe a live performance of just the Soulfly instrumentals?
It would have been really cool. The cool thing about the instruments, it started as an accident. It was never meant to be on the record. We were actually just jamming when I was making the first album, and I remember the producer Ross. Um, we were actually in the porch jamming, and he actually recorded, and we were listening to it back. We're like, we should put this shit on the record. This sounds great, man. So we added some more percussion on it, just a couple tweaks, and we had this instrumental song. And then I came with the idea, well, let's have on every album and just call it Soulfly and showing the kind of different side of it. And I've been really tempted. I never done a Soulfly song live ever, and I think it's like I always felt like it has to be the right time to do it because it really breaks down. It's a whole different vibe. It's like mellow. It's like almost like a sit down, you know, chill out music type thing. But definitely, man, there's definitely the possibility. Hopefully, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Dead Can Dance and stuff like that. And I've seen a lot of Dead Can Dance videos, and it's amazing. Like, if I do it, it had to be done right. I had to like bring percussion, like serious percussionists, serious different instruments. Um, it's be almost like Dead Can Dance. That if I do it, would be had to be kind of like that. And but yeah, definitely there's a possibility in the future, hopefully to release something also just the instrumental tracks on a CD or something like that. But I really enjoy making those things. They're a challenge. They're a real challenge, and I think on everyone, there's always something. What else can we do? Can we top the other one? Blah blah blah. And I love it, man. I think it's great, and I'm so glad the Soulfly fans like that, because when I didn't know if people were gonna like it. I would just put it out there. It's like, see what happens, just something different, But I think the fans really like it. It's cool.
For sure. I think you've always had that experimental thing. And I even think back to the very first time I saw you at Sepultura here in New York City at Roseland, long gone. You guys did Kaiwas, and was just some guitar and drums. And I think people, I get you don't want to take the momentum out of a show, but I really feel like those songs are so powerful and iconic, people would be down. And then you bring them back up again with something else,
Yeah, yeah. So there's the possibility of doing like that, or we can just do it as a whole show. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. Right now it's just all heavy.
All heavy, man.
All heavy with some grooves and some breakdowns. But eventually in the future, we'll definitely think about it. Maybe for the next run. We have a February run. I don't know if we're gonna come to New York. I hope. But try to incorporate that. Would be really cool.
Sick. Love it, man. Thank you so much for spending some time with us, Max. It is always my distinct pleasure and honor to hang out with you and spend some time with you and Gloria and the band. Max Cavalera, the icon, the first family of metal, honestly, is the Cavalera name.
Right on, man.
The new album is Ritual. It's out now on Nuclear Blast Records. I am Keefe from Ghost Cult Magazine. This is once again Max. We are out.
Oi!